It's time to predict the scores of Week 8 of this 2023-2024 Premier League season. The last one, I think, before the next international break. Last week in game week 7 with 14.5 points. Friend of the show, Matt from the Full 90 was the top scorer. And how the overall leaderboard now for the whole of the season looks, well, Jog It, 93, is currently on 93 points. Nathan, you're still in second position on 90.5 points. And I believe I'm all the way down in, 16th position on 77.5 points. I've got some catching up to do. You guys have got some catching up to do as well. So let's just get straight into it and make our predictions for game week 8.
So first up, we have the midday kickoff between Luton and Spurs. Now, Luton playing twice in the last game week, so automatically they have a disadvantage than against Tottenham, of course, winning one of the games and then narrowly missing out on that Burnley one as well. Spurs have been absolutely in stellar form after that controversial, very controversial game against Liverpool. But with the momentum that they've got, it's going to carry through into this one. And I can see them beating Luton convincingly 3-1.
Yeah, I agree, Nathan. I think Spurs should come away with all 3 points in this one. Luton getting their first victory of the season with that unexpected victory away against Everton at Goodison Park, as you say, come unstuck against Burnley. But points on the board out of the relegation zone as well. Spurs, they go marching on. Another, it was a victory against Liverpool. We all know about the controversy. Liverpool fans bleating a little bit, but these sort of things take place every week in the Championship, so they're hard done by and it should have been a draw, but ultimately it was a victory to Spurs. They're doing really well going forward. I don't think they'll concede in this one. I think they'll be too strong, and I'm going to go for a 3-0 away victory to Spurs at Kenilworth Road. Next up, the first of the 3 o'clocks on Saturday. Burnley themselves coming away with their first victory of the season, take on Chelsea, who had their second victory last weekend. Chelsea now up to 11th. A narrow victory against Fulham. I think it was on Monday evening, wasn't it? To chalk up 3 points. Nicholas Jackson was out for that, and they go and win the game. This one, I think they will find it hard to break Burnley down up there in the northwest. But ultimately, I think the Blues will follow up last week's 3 points with another 3 points, and I'm going to go for Burnley 0, Chelsea 1.
Yeah, I think in my personal opinion with this one, it really depends how Burnley approach the game, especially tactically with Vincent Kompany, whether he mixes it up. If he puts out that high line, they will be punished by Chelsea, even though they haven't been prolific in front of goal. But in this case, I'm probably going to give Burnley the benefit of the doubt and go 1-1.
Yeah, Mudryk, I think, when he got on the score sheet last week, is an injury doubt with him. They got so many injuries at the moment.
Yeah, it's insane.
Chelsea have.
But anyway, moving on. Next up, we've got an interesting one between Everton and Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth really need to get some points on the board now. They've lost their last 2 matches on the bounce. Admittedly, it was against Brighton and Arsenal, both 2 teams in very, very good form. However, at the end of the day, now is the time that they really need to get something on the board. And this game against Everton is this one where they can really do it. Everton, bang average at best at the moment, conceding a lot. They did beat Brentford, but Brentford have had their own struggles as of late. So I think I'm going to edge it to Bournemouth 1-0. They have to get something sorted as soon as, really.
Yeah, I agree. I'm actually going to go for my 3rd away win of this game week. I'm going to go for 2-1 to the Cherries. Yeah, Everton look terrible really at the back. I think Bournemouth can take advantage. The likes of Solanke and Semedo. Narrow victory. Could end up in a draw, but I will go for an away victory to Bournemouth. Then we move on back to London, where Fulham take on Sheffield United. Okay, Sheffield United, as we said in previous videos, like Hamer coming in has bolstered them, but they are still losing on the wrong end of a 2-0 deficit against West Ham last weekend, and it was that thumping at home against Newcastle. I think they've learned a lot of lessons from that Newcastle match, but they're still not scoring or in these last 2 game weeks. Fulham, inconsistent, only 2 wins this season thus far, and Chelsea getting that 2-0 victory
Yeah, they
over them
scored
last
2
time.
goals in 5 matches. Not great.
And they've only got 5 goals in their 7 matches overall this season. But I will just edge it to Fulham. I think they will come out on top. I think attacking wise, they've got quite a little good bit of quality there on the wings with William and Wilson, the WWs. So I'm going to edge it to Fulham 2-1.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to give Fulham the benefit of the doubt in this one. Sheffield United haven't been impressing me, and they've lost a lot of confidence since that Newcastle game as well, when I did think, okay, they might pick up some points here, and actually they look okay at the moment. But yeah, I'm probably just going to edge a 1-0 Fulham victory. There's going to be a lot to get their confidence back. Anyway, moving on. Next up, we've got a team that is massively lacking confidence and also gifted Galatasaray's first win.
Oh, yes.
On UK soil, which Manchester United coming up against a team that also has lost a lot of confidence in Brentford.
Wow.
No wins within their last 5 games, and it came on the first weekend of the season. With Rico Henry being out of the season, Brentford have just dropped off like a stone. They are missing the key players that really helped them out last year. Man United, we all know their problems at the moment, and it's a long list. Probably I'll edge it to just be on the safe side to Man United 2-1.
2-1. You go.
Wouldn't surprise me if it's a draw, to be honest.
They are very, very strong at home, aren't they, Manchester United, particularly in the Premier League, although coming unstuck against Galatasaray. Casemiro got sent off in that match.
Yeah.
But at home, you should imagine they take all 3 points. However, they did lose against Crystal Palace in the last game week.
And they got battered by Brighton as well.
Yeah, Brentford, they're a little bit disappointing so far this season. They started off really well, but in recent weeks, their form has really suffered, haven't they? As you say, 3 draws and 2 defeats in those last 5 matches. I think this one's going to end up all square, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. I can't trust Manchester United at the moment. So moving on to the 5:30 p.m. kickoff just before tea time in the UK. We've got Crystal Palace, as we just mentioned, beating Man United last weekend, coming up against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest doing well themselves, just the 4 places below Crystal Palace and 3 points behind them as well. Forest, okay, a draw last time out at home against Brentford.
It's a too early to tell one, to be honest.
Yeah, this one, I think Palace, because of that victory over Man United, and they are quite resolute. They got a decent defence, and their defenders are, I think, is it Anderson scored last weekend. So I'm going to edge this one to Palace, although Nottingham Forest will give them a good game at Selhurst Park. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory to the Eagles. Yeah,
to be honest, I think this just screams a cancel out 1-1 draw, especially with the way that Forest played against Brentford. Lost out early to Man City and really could have done more against Burnley, so they need to pick it up from somewhere, and Palace are grinding out the results at the moment, in particular against teams that aren't in the greatest of form, so this will be a good test for them. So I'm going to sit on the fence and go 1-1. But moving on, next up we've got Brighton, and they're coming up against the Liverpool side, who are going to want to bounce back after some absolute monstrosity VAR nonsense at the weekend, or we should add in this to their refereeing nonsense. Mind I will say, because I don't understand why they're saying it, but 100% red card for Curtis Jones in that one. Where do I go with it? Brighton winning. Did get battered by Villa last time round, though, 6-1. Just got completely overrun in midfield and overlapped on the defence on the counter. Unai Emery, tactical masterclass. However, I don't know. I can see Liverpool being really up for it. I can see Brighton really up for it. They're going to cancel each other out. If it was at Anfield, I'd give it straight to Liverpool, but I don't know, somehow I'm going to go 2-2. Lots of goals.
Yeah, this one is goals, isn't? However, Brighton's inability to actually defend their goal, I think they've conceded in pretty much every match.
They've not kept a clean sheet this season.
Liverpool, a little bit iffy on the road. We know the controversy last week, etc. But currently Liverpool in 4th position. I think they might go to the South Coast and bring all 3 points back up to Anfield. I'm going to go for a 3-2 away victory, probably the game of the weekend for excitement, etc. This is going to be so open. Yeah, I'm going to go for a 3-2 away win to the Reds. We move on to the next kick-off on Sunday as well. Again at 2 o'clock, we've got West Ham against Newcastle. Now, Newcastle form has really picked up in recent weeks. However, West Ham have been really good this season. Okay, they bounced back after 2 defeats on the trot last weekend with a straightforward 2-0 victory against the Blades. Newcastle, that 8-0 victory was probably a turning point of their season, wasn't it? And last week it was a 2-0 comprehensive, straightforward victory at home over Burnley. So I am going to go for a Newcastle win at the Olympic Stadium, or what is it, London Stadium it's called now. I'm going to go for a 3-1 away win, and there's a slight doubt about Jarrod Bowen as well making this match. He's got a little bit of an injury there. He may actually be fit for Sunday, but it'll be touch and go. Yeah,
I will say with Newcastle though, 11 goals in 3 matches is obscene. I think in that case I'm probably going to give it to Newcastle. West Ham, I cannot give an assessment on, because the games that they've been competitive in, they have won, but the only 2 losses they've got is against Manchester City and Liverpool, so I can't really decide on them yet. So probably going to keep it safe, and Newcastle are going to edge in their good form, especially if they lose tonight, where they're playing against PSG. They'll want to bounce back, so 3-1.
And they have an extra day rest. I think West Ham are playing Thursday night in the Europa League, or the Europa League conference. It's the Europa League, isn't it, after winning it last season?
Yeah.
The Conference League, that is.
Moving on, next up we have got Wolves against Aston Villa, West Midlands derby. Don't know where to go for this. Villa have been playing extremely well, 3 wins on the bounce. However, Wolves starting to come back into their own a little bit. Gary O'Neill is shoring them up. Got that victory against Man City, where Man City just, for me, didn't seem to turn up and got complacent, and then got that draw against Luton where they should have done so better. So I don't know what Wolves team's going to come out, that's the problem, but they do always seem to turn up in these derby matches. But I think Villa's form at the moment is just going to tie into it. I was thinking about doing a big Villa win, but I'm going to keep it quite tight, so 2-1.
Yeah, this is going to be a new Uri Emery masterclass, isn't he? He's going to be tactically up for this one. He's going to keep it tight, probably take Wolves on the break perhaps, or completely dominate in that midfield. And Ollie Watkins in really good form, he was scoring goals or assisting as well. Wolves, a fantastic win. Nobody really saw that one coming against Manchester City last time out. I think it will be tight, but ultimately I see Villa nicking this one 2-1, especially with Watkins in the form that he is. There's a bit of a doubt about Diaby playing in this match as well, but like I said, Douglas Luiz, Matty Cash is getting amongst the assists as well. So I'm going to go a 2-1 victory to the Villains. And the final fixture of this game week, top 4 clash between the Gunners, Arsenal against Manchester City. Both of these teams, of course, in Champions League action midweek. Touch and go where Saka will be playing in this one. It was touch and go last week, but he actually played in that away win against Bournemouth, where he actually scored. I think it was the first goal he netted it in that match. Manchester City will want to bounce back. We'll see how they got on this evening when they're in action later on. So this one, I think, at the Emirates, in front of I think that the crowd will really be up for this one, because obviously last season they finished runners-up to Manchester City. So if they can get something in this game, a point at least, then it's all on again for the title, perhaps. Maybe not. But so I'm going to sit on the fence on this one. I think they could cancel each other out. It's going to be a really good game, probably a tight game, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. And Odegaard's looking really good too.
Yeah, he is. This is going to be interesting, because Arsenal and also actually both North London clubs are the only ones that haven't lost a game this season. And Manchester City, boy did they look complacent. Pep will have them bouncing back, but as an away game of this magnitude, I just can't see it happening, to be honest. It'll be low scoring. Both teams will be really tight at the back. I mean, Man City have only conceded 5 this season, Arsenal 6. So some of the most defensively shored up teams in the division. So gonna nick it to Arsenal 1-0.
Really? Wow. I think Rodri is suspended for this match as well. So yeah, it could go Arsenal's way. But that concludes our predictions for game week 8. Make sure you leave your predictions over at the Superbru website, link in the description, and the league code is in there as well if you haven't already joined in with all the action. But Nathan, this weekend we are coming up to the international break. We're going to be at a championship game, and right on cue every single week,
phone
the bells.
Yes.
But we're at the Cardiff City versus Watford match. Will there be a vlog?
Of course, that'll be out on Sunday. Just search my channel link in the description below.
Fantastic. So enjoy your Premier League weekend. Enjoy the international break as well. The likes of England, Wales, Scotland, etc. Playing in qualifiers for the Euro Championships.
Massive game.
Or wherever you are in the world, it's probably African Cup of Nations and South American Championship qualifiers as well. But as we said, enjoy your football this weekend, and we'll see you all in the next video.
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?